Hello everybody and welcome to my first ever challenge run. I'm kind of excited, honestly. We're going to be doing a Skyrim Pacifist run. I'm going to be making the script as I go along with the challenge. So, here's my predictions. I think the only difficult part will be the Alduin fight. Mainly because the fact that, he's a protected NPC, meaning that the player has to deal the final blow. That's not a good sign, ever. But I have a small plan, and I'm hoping it could work. So I guess we'll figure it out later in the video. As always, here are the rules for the challenge. I'll be allowing a follower. I think that's necessary. A follower is kind of necessary. Second rule is we're going to be allowing ourselves to train faster in magic because it's kind of important, and I want this video to come out at some point. So yeah, we're gonna be using faster leveling, but we're not gonna use any weapons, destructive magic, or bound weapons. Those are rules. So let us get started. I am playing as a high elf, obviously because of their benefit of higher magicka and illusion skill, but their secret ability that will come in handy later. I'm going to be siding with Rayla for this playthrough because I want the extra money from the Imperial Guild, so I can buy Muffle and go through Helgen Keep using the Fear spell to aggro any enemies nearby, making sure they kill everyone in sight, pretty much. Yeah. For a pacifist, I like to be passive aggressive. And for some reason, when I used it on this dude, he went straight for me, even though there's a dude right beside him. I don't understand why. Anyway, sadly, making it through Helgen Keep, I never actually leveled up Illusion. It kind of sucks, but it's fine. It is level 25. I figured it wasn't going to be high level by the end of it. We're not doing survival mode, so yeah, there's that. We're not doing that. So I head straight for the Guardian Stones to grab the Mage Stone for faster leveling, and then the game crashes. Yay! I'm gonna keep a tally for how many crashes happen in this video. If it is more than 10, you owe me a subscription. After rebooting the game, we head for the Guardian Stones, grab the Mage Stone, and go straight to Riverwood. We go to the trader, sell all the stuff, and head to Whiterun. We skip Bleak Falls Barrow because we cannot do Bleak Falls Barrow right now. That is pretty much impossible. I grab Muffle, head for the stables, and I take the carriage to Riften, and we head over to Redwater Den. I accidentally waste all my lockpicks leveling this door because I suck at everything. So there's a second way to get in the door, and I don't like it. We gotta drink this skooma, and once we do, we can enter a prison cell and grab what we came for, telekinesis. Which is the only way to get this book without buying it at like level 75. So yeah, it's kind of necessary. And then we have multiple close calls, trying to run away from here because the vampires suck. But it's fine. Here, I'll play the clip. Then once I'm done with that, I head over to the College of Winterhold, where the challenge can finally begin. All we have to do is do the initiation. But that's not too bad. It's just a less reward spell. So, yeah, once we're done with that, Okay, editing iron here. I explained it horribly in the video, so I'm going to explain it one more time. So the developers left a miscellaneous quest called Cleansing the Focal Points. They're what you're seeing on the video. All this does is pretty much gives you either random soul gems or a special buff. What this buff does, it fortifies your magic by 100 and lasts for like 2 hours. What's cool about this is it pretty much gives you like 300% magicka regeneration, so you pretty much don't lose magic at all. So I used this method to just cast telekinesis and muffle over and over again, and then eventually got my illusion to 90 and my telekinesis to 100, and that's how I got better leveling skills. To be fair, the alteration was completely useless, except for a couple of clutch spell absorptions, but hey, it's fine. That's what these challenges are all about. Useless grinding for absolutely no reason. Anyway, back to the original video. And I finally get where we came for, and we just level here. So you can see where we're going through. This is it takes us about an hour to actually get any progress. But yeah, I mean, here's what you're looking at is what I did for an hour. So yeah, have fun. I am realizing midway through the grinding process, I realize I'm out of money. So I have to do a quick purse getaway. Why did I write that? I had to do a quick gold making method. In other words, I just make potions and then we just go. Yeah. So we need to get actually 3 ingredients: salmon roe, Nordic barnacles, and garlic. What these give us? They give us a water breathing potion, which goes for about $600 per vendor. So that gives us a lot of money. And that shrine has a Thalmor agent with full robes, which will come in handy a little bit later. So once I get all the potions, I go ahead and go back to Whiterun. I make the potions and sell the potions without using the save hit load method, even though I had a lot of trigger fingers doing that. Then I have to go back to the college and I grab Invis and Pacify as key spells. Now we can finally go to Bleak Falls Barrow, where now we have to actually fight things now. Seeing as I can't actually deal any damage, I have Sven to do that for me. If you need help with Sven, there's a lot of guides out there. So originally, I thought I could just go through the chambers using just Pacify, but because we are level 25, we have a Scourge Lord on our hands, which is not the greatest. It takes us about 8 minutes to get him down to half health, repeatedly casting Courage and Healing Hands on Sven. But after all that time, a crash decided to occur once again. I was fed up and went to sleep. But I have an idea, and I finally tried it in the morning. I got the Scourge Lord, used Fury to aggro him, and took him to the Saw Blades, which are just in the previous room. So that's great. I take the Dragonstone, I head back to Whiterun, and I enter the Dragon's Reach to tell the Jarl about the dragons. He sends me to Farengar. Farengar sends me to Bleak Falls Barrow, and I already have the Dragonstone, so there's no point in doing that. And now we get to go kill a dragon for the first time. So we sit in the tower, just waiting for it feels like an hour. It actually was very boring. So when the dragon is killed, I absorb his soul, head back to Dragon's Reach, and there I tell the Jarl, and he's like, "Cool. Now go speak to these old dudes." So I head to Ivarstead to speak to the old dudes, and they tell me to go to Ustengrav for the Horn of Jurgen Wind Summon Collar dude. But obviously when we go there, it's not going to be there, because why would it be? Find a note, it tells me to go to Riverwood. I'm like, sure, why not? So I head there, and I go talk to Delphine, and she says, "Hey, go fight a dragon." It's like, why? Because I said so. It's like, fine. So we head to Kynes Grove, and there is a dragon. We can't kill him. So we had to wait for Lydia and Delphine to kill him for us. And she's like, "Whoa, you're a dragonborn." So yay. Now we must head for a Thalmor Embassy, because why not? Because apparently the Thalmor have everything to do with the dragons, and this is a completely vital part of the game. Again, we head for Thalmor Embassy. We give what's his face? What's the face? Oh yeah, Malborn. We give this wood elf dude all our stuff, and then we go to the embassy. Once we make it to the embassy, we actually have to go get our stuff back. But what's funny is, remember those Thalmor robes we got? Well, they come in handy now. Seeing as we're a high elf in Thalmor robes, we just kind of, fit right in with the place because the Thalmor are all high elves in Thalmor gear. So the Thalmor think we are Thalmor. Say that 5 times fast. So we go through all the secret plans, get to Esbern's dossier, and took a stupid amount of time figuring out how to progress the quest because I was trapped for like 10 minutes. I didn't understand what to do until I realized I had to read the book. Ah, yes, reading is important sometimes, even though I can't read. So, yep. Then we had to head back to Riverwood, tell Delphine about Esbern, and she's like, "Whoa, he's alive!" And now we have to go to Riften to go grab him. Yay. Thankfully, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to do. I just had to run around and wait for Esbern to just leave. But finally, I make it back to Riverwood with Esbern still intact, and then he says, "Hey, we gotta go kill a dragon. Again. So let's go to Skyhaven Temple to do that." But guess what? You wouldn't believe it. After that, the game didn't crash. I know, it's so surprising. We have to head to the Skyhaven Temple. So we head to Markarth. We steal a horse because I felt like it, and we head to Skyhaven Temple. Again, the trek wasn't actually that bad. We had to get in there. I grabbed some of the Blade's armor equipment and gave it to Lydia after some difficulties, realizing her carry weight was very low, including was mine because I never actually put anything in carry weight, and we share the same carry weight, so it sucks. Anyway, the game actually crashed. Yes, yeah, I didn't appreciate that. That was my breaking point. I just stopped playing the game for a while. But I eventually got back on it because I needed a video to make, and this was the video. So yeah. Again, but this is still this. I know Skyrim is like really bad with crashing, but like this sucks. I've only been playing for like 3 hours. Like there's the timer says 3 hours. So why? Why? Anyway, so again, I grab all the blade stuff, give it to Lydia, including Dragon's Bane, and I wait for Delphine and Esbern to finish getting up these stupid stairs. I swear to God, this takes so long for no reason. Anyway, they tell me that there is a shout that is needed to kill Alduin. So I eventually realize I can see into the future, and I have to go to the College of Winterhold and head to Septimus Cygnus's post down in the further reaches of the sea. Yeah, that kind of sucked. I died like 3 different times getting down there. Anyway, he tells us that there is an Elder Scroll in Blackreach. What is Blackreach, you might ask? It's a very stupid area. I really hate it. I don't like this. This area sucks. It's so dark and gloomy, and it takes forever to get anywhere. Anyway, but on the way to Blackreach, I have to go to I stop at Sarthal. What is that Sarthal? Tolfdir. Who is Tolfdir? You'll never know. We have to buy paralysis and iron flesh from Tolfdir, and now we have to go to Afton or Alfton. Afton? I don't know. So that is the place where Blackreach is. But on the way there, we find these two uh, people thingies. I don't know what they are. They seem like a mercenaries. I can't tell. But the lady has something important that we need. That was actually useless later on, but you didn't hear that from me. So we have Lydia kill both of them for us because I love chaos. And then we steal the shield of the Targe of the Bloodied. It does bleed damage when shield bashing, and Lydia loves the shield bash. So we got it for her. And she never used it because she's mean. Anyway, so we go to Blackreach and we grab the Elder Scroll of Power. Oh no, sorry, of Dragons. My bad. And now we have to head back to High Hrothgar to talk to the Greybeard to tell us about the Shout of Alduin. But first, we must learn Fusro Da. Anyway, they tell us about the shout, and they're like, no, this is stupid. You shouldn't go here. But we're going to tell you how to get it. So we learn clear skies, and we head up to the summit of the throat of the world, the tallest peak in Skyrim, where we find Dragon Mario. So, yeah, he kind of cool. He speaks some wisdom every now and then. Kind of cool. Not gonna lie, kind of cool. Anyway, he tells us about the Elder Scroll and how it's useful to fighting Alduin, or how it's useful to get the Dragon Rend shout, which is the killing dragon shout, which is kind of scary looking. So we have to read the Elder Scroll that sends us back in time, and you wouldn't guess what happens. We learned the shout. You thought I was going to say the game crashed, didn't you? No, that happens later. Anyway, so we get the shout. We have to fight Alduin now, which is even more scary because again we can't hurt anybody. So it was an arduous process of like an entire hour because we couldn't actually kill him, and we kind of suck doing literally anything because we only know healing hands. That we can't really keep Lydia alive very well, so we just kind of just sit in the back row and just wait for Parthenax to kill him because sorry, my bad. Dragon Mario to kill him because we need to do that. So once Alduin's defeated, Parthenax like, yo, we need to get him back. We need to kill him again because torture is great. And my character obviously disagrees, but hey, whatever. Then we gotta go to Whiterun, talk to the Jarl, and he's like, oh no, we're like, yo, can I trap a dragon in your palace? And he's like, a dragon? Whatever shall you mean? No, I cannot do such a thing. And we're like, pretty please. He's like, fine. Well, potentially we can trap a dragon if you just, hold a peace council with the peace people. Oh, sorry, with the war people. Because, frankly, I don't like the war, and wars make me scared. So we ultimately agree, and we have to talk to the Greybeards and say, hey, can you please do this for us? And they're like, fine. So we have to go to Windhelm, and talk to Jarl of Windhelm, Ulfric Stormcloak, the idiot of all the Jarls. And we gotta go tell him, say, hey, can you go to the Greybeards, the old people up in the mountains? You see them over there? Yeah, can you go tell them or talk to them in like a throne room? It's very luxurious. And he's like, yes. So then we had to go to Solitude and talk to Tullius, and he's like, yo, I didn't I see you before? Hold up, I think I saw you before. Weren't you a prisoner? Like, no, I wasn't. Shut up. Then we tell him like, hey, we gotta make you talk. We gotta let you talk to people. The talking's important, you introvert. He's like, I know, you're right. I need to do that more. It's like, yes, you do. Come with me. It's like, okay. And then we go up. Then we go back to the mountain, and they said, you tricked us. We are fighting with the enemy now. No, you're not. You're going to sit down and love it. So we had to do the peace council. Yeah, this kind of was very boring. That's why I did the commentation, because what I wrote in the script was boring. So I hope you enjoyed that little skit I made. Anyway, so now we have to head to... No, sorry, my bad. I went out of step there. Now we have to sadly give Ulfric, Markarth, we have to give Tullius... No, we had to give Tullius compensation. We got to make sure we are on equal sides with both sides, in case we have to do this with the Civil War later, and that would suck. But we can figure it out later. So after the Peace Council, we talked to Esbern. He's like, yo, about the dragon on top of the mountain. Yo, he gotta go. And we say no. So he's like, okay, understandable. And then he tells us how to call a dragon. We have to specifically call a singular dragon because any other dragon would have just not worked. So we call this one particular dragon. We're going to call him Audavon. Audavon. I'm sorry, that's just so stupid. Odaving. we learned the shout, and we had to head back to Whiterun after the Balgriff's like, yo, actually, I'm okay with trapping a dragon now because we gave over our entire city. Yeah. Anyway, we call Odahviing, and he's like, yo, you want to defeat Alduin? Bet. He kind of stupid, so like I'm okay with that. But one thing, he technically isn't living. He's already dead, but he lives. He lives in the dead. So you have to be dead to go there. But we're like, nah, we can't be dead because if we dead, we dead. We can't come back. It's like, oh no, you're right, you're right, you're right. So we have to go to the only place where the death can actually enter, where the where the living can enter the dead. Skuldafin. The very stupid area. I hate it. I really hate this area. I've only been here a couple of times and I already hate it. But whatever. So we unleash Odahviing and he takes us to Skuldafin, where we actually run into a big problem that I didn't account for earlier. We cannot progress anymore because we have to kill the Draugr Overlord or White Lord or Scourge Lord or Death Lord or Death Overlord, whatever progression you have, I don't know, because he's holding the Diamond Claw. And he's a required kill to get past. I know that there is a way around this by climbing the mountain, but you can't technically climb the mountain. You have to glitch your way up there. And I never established the fourth rule. No glitches. My bad. Well, at least no major glitches. And I count that one as a major-ish glitch. So, no. Sadly, you cannot beat Skyrim as a pacifist. Which sucks. Because there's so much hope for this run. No mistakes. No needed deaths until this part. And it's just, it sucks. But again, if you think the climbing method would have been better, then sue me in the comments down below. Because I don't really like when people use it. Just go the normal way. If you can't kill something, then call it over. Not really. There should be always a way around it. I think there could have been a way if I got a higher level spell, or if I trained. No, because I couldn't even train illusion anymore. It was already at 100 by the end of the video. So it's just, yeah, I don't know what I could have done. So, whatever. But I had fun doing it, so that's all that matters. So, if you like this, leave a like. If you did not like this, dislike. And tell me what I could do better in the comments down below. And share with a friend if you think they might like this. And subscribe for more content in the future. Bye-bye.